All right, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to another Art with Errol podcast. This is our Monday check-in. Sorry, have to apologize. We had a late start today, unfortunately. I mean, sometimes it is what it is, man. You know, let's go to this scene. I like this scene better. All right. Sometimes it is what it is. You know, you got like things going on in life, and it just causes delays on getting started with something. But I'm Errol. I'm your host. This is the Art with Errol podcast, like I said, and we're just talking about our journey on becoming a content creator and figuring this stuff out. How to get better and all that stuff. So today I kind of wanted to touch back. I always touch back on last week. Last week was a pretty good week. I think we got a lot done. We might have missed a day or day last week, but we did get a majority of our stuff done. We got some art days in, or we got one art day in. We got some game streams in, and we got our podcast in, which is good for consistency. Is try to stay consistent. It's very hard, especially when you got a family. I always talk about this. You got a family, you got a full job, a 9-to-5 job kind of deal. I mean, mine ain't 9 to 5 hours, but, my hours are early in the morning till midday or whatever. But it's the fact that, trying to balance everything and trying to, also, create stuff, and I think I'm to a point where I need to optimize more, and that's what my focus has been, is trying to optimize our bit of gaming news shorts we've been doing for our gaming channel. I'm just trying to stick with getting at least 2 art days in the podcast on the Art with Errol channel. So that's this channel if you're on YouTube, and everything goes up on Twitch pretty much except for the shorts. I haven't been putting the gaming shorts on Twitch. So, overall, I like how things have been going. We're making progress on the gaming channel, so I'm just trying to well optimize our shorts. And I think, for the most part, I've got a good way forward. Last week was really good. We had some good videos. We had some growth. We had some people join the channel, which I want to thank all those who, if you're following on this channel and you're also following on the Art with Errol Gaming channel, thank you for your support. That's so awesome. I appreciate everybody that became new subscribers to that channel, as I plan to continue to grow the channel and hopefully eventually make it to monetization, right? That's the long-term goal. I think every YouTuber creator, wants to get to the point where they can earn their own way or earn some money, right? Creating videos or content or game streaming or live streaming or running a podcast or whatever it is, that's what a lot of people want eventually, to be able to earn a living, right? And eventually, if that becomes true, you can do that. You don't have to work that second job or whatever. That can be very helpful, and you can work from home. You can put out better content. You have more time. I mean, doors open up when you make it to monetization, right? But the biggest thing about that is you got to build a following, and that's the challenge for me. Is always to build a following is tough. It's not easy. Like, creating content is not easy either, especially, like I said, when you're limited on time. And my schedule for me, works right now, but there's nothing that says that the schedule won't change or things will happen, and you have to adjust. So you're constantly in a state of flux, trying to adjust, and as well as try to make good content that people will pay attention to, follow you, and join your community. So there's a lot of challenges there, and I do like what we've gotten done so far. We can take a look at our projections. If things are true, go to Social Blade. I always like to go to Social Blade just to kind of see what Social Blade has going on. So I'll type it in real quick, and we'll go to the gaming channel. Our gaming channel has been growing a lot, and I think that's where I've been putting a lot of my primary focus on. The videos are doing better, I think, and 30K views in the last 30 days. That's pretty good. But what I like to look at when I come here is the projections, because our goal was to try to get to 500 subscribers before the end of the year. And now it's showing us in August hitting 500, which, that would be nice. But this thing fluctuates a lot, because some months, some weeks you have low subscribers. Sometimes you have an influx. We had a little influx, which got us a lot closer, because our channel's a lot higher now. We're sitting around 426, which is really nice. We're really close to our goal of hitting 500 subscribers, which unlocks some doors. With YouTube, if you hit 500 subscribers and you get the 3,000 watch hours or whatever it is, right? I think it's 3,000. What amount of watch hours, you can unlock super chats and other stuff and become a partner. So we're getting close. So now it's just about optimizing, and that's what I wanted to kind of touch on today for our podcast. It's just, how do we better optimize? And I think we found a solution to make the content a little bit faster pace, as well as holding people's attention longer. Because that's where I kind of fall off on a lot of my videos. I kind of lose people's attention after a certain amount of time. So I'm trying to hone that in to figure out the right formula to making these little bit of gaming news videos, and I may have something down. So we're going to try a few different things, and over this week I have a couple different videos planned for the week to try and see if we can do something a little different or a little better and see how they go. So they may be a little shorter, as I'm trying to work out timings and stuff and figuring things out. But my goal is to at least get 2 versions of the same video, like I've been doing, is the 16:9 and 9:16, so that it has a chance to hit audiences who like the regular shorts, or who will watch the video that is more like a full video, but it's a short. So trying 2 different things there and seeing if that's going to work for us or not, along with working out the pacing of my videos and trying to structure them a little different. That's my goal, and we'll see how that works. We'll try this out for a few weeks and see how this goes, and I think it's a good strategy going forward. For this week, I will miss tomorrow for the art day, so we'll try to get as much art done as we can on Wednesday. I have an appointment that's up for tomorrow, so Wednesday should be the art day. Then Thursday and Friday, I think I'm just going to try to push through some Halo Campaign Evolved as much as I can, because I only get 2 hours approximately of game stream time on those days, and it's 2 hours of art time approximately on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So the goal is to try to get as much done as we can, as long as nothing else pops up on the schedule. As of right now, I know I have 1 appointment, that's tomorrow, so we'll do the absolute best we can for the rest of this week. But I do have some videos planned out, some bit of gaming news videos for the morning, which I just record that in the morning and try to get that posted. Because they're shorts, I usually can get it done before I go to work. Just a quick video, throw that up, and that's been actually helping grow the channel. So just trying to get the timings and the watch time up with that piece. So if we can do that, that's my focus. So that's our way forward, and that's what I really wanted to touch on today. Like, what can we do better, and how can we do it better? And I think this is what it is. We got to optimize It's all about optimizing now. We've been pretty consistent for the last year, I think, and a half with making content. But now we got to optimize that content and try to make it better. That's the only thing I could do at this point. So as we discover our identity for our gaming channel, I think that's what we're trying to establish. So we got the weekly schedule nailed down. This week will be a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday kind of deal. Wednesday will be our art day. We'll continue working on our Annunciation, where Gabriel's meeting Mary to deliver the news. She's going to have Jesus, right? So we're working on that painting, and Thursday, Friday, we'll push Halo Campaign Evolve for those 2 days and see how far we can make it through Halo Campaign Evolve. Long term, I think it's all about improving our quality for our content. I want to improve quality. I want to improve my timing. I want to improve my speech patterns. All that to make better videos. And hopefully that helps increase our community, the Artistry Society. So growth with optimization, hopefully eventually hitting monetization milestones, which is our goal, right? So, keeping all this in mind, we're going to continue to work hard, into the future. So to see how we can do and what we can do. So I'll keep sharing both my creative journey, my love for gaming, we'll continue to do our podcast where this is more of an update kind of deal on what's going on, keeping the community involved, and hopefully getting some participation on some of these streams at some point as we continue to grow. I mean, the Art with Errol channel is the one that's been slow growing, but hopefully we'll have some crossover, and I think that will happen over time. I'll just have to, as I get better at making the content on the gaming channel, we can do more drops, or hey, check out Art with Errol, because we got artwork and podcasting happening over there. We'll start including that in once we establish the gaming community the way we want, and we'll keep pushing. That's my goal, is to keep pushing. So I hope you guys join me on Wednesday session for artwork. I love painting, and that's where we're at. We're in the painting stage. We've been focusing on the background. I think that's where I gotta make a lot of touch-ups and tweaks and working out the background. We're close to doing the characters, so once I get the background laid out how I want it, I think we can move on to the characters, and then we'll finish that painting with just touch-ups. So we're I want to say close to midway with that painting, and we'll continue pushing on that as well. Just a reminder, so Thursdays, if you want to drop in for the game streams, Halo Campaign Evolved around the same time, usually around 2 o'clock p.m. We run till approximately 4-ish, depending on what's going on in life. We try to run that little 2-hour block there of time. It's just about me getting off, getting home, getting set up, running a stream, and trying to get as far as we can into whatever game we're playing. So Thursday is where we're at, and Thursday and Friday will be that, and then we'll close out the week. That'll be the closeout, and roll into next week. So weeks go by fast. I feel time, it just flies, and I'm constantly on the go and running, so everything's constantly up and running, going. But I think we're managing things, and we're trying to keep us some balance. So I think we're doing pretty good. That's why I try to not do stuff on the weekend, because that's more family time. I try to reserve that for family time as much as possible. And so far, I think I've done pretty good. I may do a little video here or there, but it's usually just a short, something you could do quick and post. So for the weekends, I'm not going to do any live streams. I'm trying not to do any of that. So, all right. So thank everybody. This is a shorter one today. We didn't even hit 20 minutes. I do have to go do some things. And because of, I actually had some maintenance that was happening in the house here with the vents. So there was blowing out the vents and stuff. It was really loud in here, so I couldn't really get the podcast up and running until after that was completed. So I have to make this a lot shorter podcast today because I had completely forgot that maintenance was even going on. But they basically blew out the AC unit, cleaned it out, and then they cleaned all the vents and stuff. So the AC should be running really good tonight. Put in new filters and all that. So the AC will be, pristine tonight, I think. It should be up and running good now. So, yeah, because that had to happen, it really pushed us back on time to even like launch and get the podcast going. And I do like to do things on time. I don't like to be late. So for the folks that would normally check in with me at 2 p.m., hey, sorry, things happen. We got the podcast in. It's just going to be a lot shorter today. Life events just happen, and then they alter your plan. And that's the thing, is to learn to adapt, right? You got to adapt. Be flexible. Because things happen in life, and sometimes you can get things done if you can squeeze it in. If it's short, oh well, it is what it is. We'll have a little bit of a longer podcast next Monday. I should be fine, I think, that Monday. So I'll look at the schedule again, make sure nothing's popping up for next week. But this week, I think we got the rest of the week planned out pretty well. And I'm going to try to keep giving the bit of gaming news on the gaming channel Monday through Friday, and maybe Saturday if I can squeeze it in. If not, it'll just be Monday through Friday. So that happens around 7:45 is what I've been trying to stick to the posting of that. So if you are tuning in, just know that every morning I have that video up for folks. So I definitely want to thank everybody again for the support in the journey. I know it's a wild ride, and we're trying to figure things out. We're trying to better understand how to make content and how to optimize our stuff. And I think one of the ways is just to kind of have a better outline. That's what I'm trying to work. A better outline, better delivery of the content is what I'm working on. And we're switching things up a little bit. So I'm trying not to stick to the old formula because it got us so far, but we need to adapt and try to broaden our horizons on how we can fine-tune our stuff. And I think that's where I'm at. The stage where we're fine-tuning everything, and we're going to bring it all together, and it will become something great, I think. So I greatly appreciate everyone and all the new subscribers on the Art with Errol Gaming channel. I greatly appreciate you. Thank you for joining the Artistry Society. So if you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing to both channels because we do artwork and podcasting on the Art with Errol channel. If you want to watch on Twitch, you're going to get the best of both worlds. The only minus the bit of gaming news videos because I'm just making videos for that, so it's not live stream. But the live stream stuff, if you want to watch the artwork, the podcast, and the game streams, it's all going to be on Twitch, as well as Art with Errol and Art with Errol Gaming on YouTube. So we got two channels that we're running on YouTube. So I think that's pretty good how we got it. So we're going to keep that rolling. Like I said, thank everybody, and we'll come back on Wednesday with the artwork. So join that live stream. We're going to have fun painting. I'll see you guys in the next one.